Hello and welcome back to our review and play of GreedFall. You may notice that it's dark now, and it was not dark just a second ago, so to speak. And that is because off camera I took care of some things, I did a few things. I actually changed Haeva's class so that she started off as a magic user. And the reason I did this is because I really got tired of having that one-handed weapon hanging there that we were never going to use. And at some point, for whatever reason, it just occurred to me, hey, why don't I start off as a magic user, since the effect point-wise would be the same? And what I mean is, for the build we were using, called the Cursed Claymore, or the Enlightened Curse Giver Knight build, we start as a warrior, and thus 2 points are automatically spent here. But in order to do our build, we had to buy stasis and take it up to here. Well, if you reverse that, the effect is virtually the same, because reversing it just means we start here, or we have to spend points here to start out instead of spending points here to start out. So it just made more sense for me personally to start here so that I no longer had to worry about this. Then I took advantage of the situation and decided that instead of having 5 points in agility, to go 4 and then put 2 points in willpower. And that allowed us to equip this handy dandy trinket. This is an upgrade from the necklace we had, and it regenerates magic faster, and it gives us 2 more seconds. 2 extra seconds with stasis for 21.6 seconds total. Assuming they don't resist it, but even if they resist it, this should put a hurting one. And that's basically what I did off screen. Now, since both quests, we have no more side quests, as far as I can tell. Because we're not doing those, or we're not able to do those anyway. We have only these quests, and both quests lead to Constantine. So we're going to head back to New Serene and let Constantine know what the deal is with the dealio. But I'm very pleased with this build, especially now that I got rid of the one-handed weapon. Like, for me, little things like that can nag at me a little bit, and it was bothering me, and it was just like, wait, I think I have a plan. Like, I'm very glad, I'm very happy seeing Haeva looking like this, looking stunning as always, but now without the axe hanging there that we're never going to equip. I'd rather it be a divine ring, because divine ring, even if it were to show, it looks good to have a ring, but it doesn't show as far as I can tell. And now she looks proper dapper, you know. Now let's let the cousin know of her progress, which is virtually none, to be honest with you. We have not found a cure.
Cousin! You have returned! How did things go?
You don't look well. What's happened?
Nothing. Nothing terribly bad in any case. I must have eaten something that's having trouble going through me.
It seems to me that this illness has been lingering too long. Who prepares your meals? Are they safe?
No one is poisoning me, fair cousin. We are far from court and their customs. It's nothing. Take my word for it. Now then, what do you have to tell me?
Allow me to present Afra, An emissary of the Bridge Alliance. She is an eminent naturalist who studies local flora, in an effort to find a remedy.
Your Excellency, it is a great honor.
You were part of Governor Buren's lost expedition, if I've understood correctly, were you not?
Yes, and our research would have borne fruit if it hadn't been so brutally interrupted.
I can only imagine. Nevertheless, you are most welcome. Your great learning will certainly prove useful. I implore you, my fair cousin. Do continue. We are eager to hear your news.
So, if he doesn't have Malachor, I don't know what Malachor is if he doesn't have it. And I'm kind of surprised Siora didn't have dialogue to interrupt Afra, because Afra's like, yeah, we would have found a cure if those bastards didn't attack me, you know? Or maybe her dialogue should be different once she's experienced the things she's experienced thus far, because we spent a lot of time among them and she learned a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I just think it would have been good if she had different dialogue.
We had a talk with Lady Morange, and we explored the ruins that she suggested we visit. All our findings point to one conclusion. Those ruins were originally built by the Congregation of Merchants.
The congregation? Us? But Father never once even hinted. Once again, he must have deemed me unworthy to know the secret. How he must despise me.
Constantine.
We need to learn more. I want to understand. I need to know everything my father has kept from me. This question also concerns you. You look too much like a native for that to be a coincidence. Since we cannot bombard my father with questions, others here must give us the answers we require. The congregation, even in the past, could not have made it to this island without help. We are pitiful sailors.
You were thinking of us. But I assure you that I know nothing of this story.
You are perhaps simply not aware, but your admiral stationed at the captainry surely is. Go and find her, cousin. Try to learn the final chapter of this story.
Very well.
Anything else?
Now, I cannot stress this enough. Why is it that people seem to say we look like the natives? Now, we can make our character look like anyone. The only thing that makes Haeva look like a native is that mark. But other than that, it's not like natives have a very specific look that differs from other people, people from the continent. So it's kind of a weird comment to me.
I wanted to inform you of our progress in the attempt to discover a cure. As you advised me, I followed the leads shared by our allies, none of which led anywhere. However, they pointed in the same direction, towards a sort of god that the natives worship. They call him Enon Mil Frictimen, the god of many faces. He is very powerful and protects the island.
How can you be sure that it's not some sort of myth? Even a superstition?
I saw it take shape with my own eyes, during a ritual. It is possible that the Malachor is the expression of its vengeance.
You are referring to the secret we unearthed. The entire continent is paying today for the errors of our grandparents. It is a terrifying perspective.
But if it were true, he must also be able to help us heal.
Princess, could you shed some light on this being? Is it possible to meet him?
All the Donegada know him. He is the strength, the spirit of Tirfredi. You were looking for a demon or a remedy from plants, so I did not think of him. But yes, he is very powerful and as old as our world. He could surely heal your sickness. But it is not simple to meet him. Impossible, I would think. Though it is not my place to judge, you need to earn the trust of Glendan, the Elder of the Council. Ask him for his help. He lives in the village of Dorchad Genadu. It is in the heart of our island, at the entrance to our most sacred lands.
Thank you for your help, Princess. I will not forget the numerous services you have provided for us. And thank you, fair cousin, for everything.
See, a damn doctor. I mean, they're not going to be able to cure you, but still. But yeah, it's like, overall, most of the natives do not have a natural distinguishing look. And I say natural because they paint their faces, they, you know, wear masks and certain kinds of hats or whatever. But they don't, outside of that, I mean, yeah, you have some of them have a mark. Okay. But other than that mark, the natives are extremely varied in their appearance. You know what I mean? Like, they're extremely varied. To where, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird comment to be like, yeah, you look more like them than to be a it's a mark. Right? Like, just say we have a mark. That I can understand, like, yeah, we have a mark. And only natives have a mark, as far as we know. So, yeah, I feel like there was a way to word that better. And I understand if that sounds nitpicky, but I prefer accuracy if I can manage it. If accuracy can be managed, that's what I prefer. And I feel like that could have been more accurate. Oh yeah, we've been here before. This is when we met those, where we met those youngsters. Those youngins in love. That was a very good story, in my opinion. But it was another situation, or another thing that just makes me really hate that we kill Guardian. And keep in mind, the game has told you that there are ways to neutralize Guardians without killing. Whether this was their intent to tell us or not, you know, that's up for us to decide. But they did tell us from the very beginning. How? Because the start of the game, what do you fight? You fight a Guardian. How? Because that thing was on the ship and it was supposed to stay knocked out, but it doesn't. It wakes up prematurely, or what we consider prematurely. So that means they can be knocked unconscious. They can be subdued. And I would have liked it very much if we could subdue them. And I would have been okay with it costing a ton of money to do. Nope. Don't forget, this is what we do. Explore, explore, explore. But, yeah, I would have liked it if it was something that requires science level 3. It couldn't be bought. You had to make it yourself. I would have liked it if you had to weaken the creature first in order to get the potion to work. You know, any number of options. But I really hate killing these Guardians. Like, I don't think you understand how much I dislike it, because it doesn't seem right. And we go, well, we have to defend ourselves. And it's like, I mean, yeah, we do, but how is it, how are these other people managing to get these things on board the ship? Because it's more than once. It's more than once that this happened. I mean, the knots. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. And I need to stop screwing around. Wait, are people dead? Don't tell me people are dead. you know, the Nauts have been trying to transport more than once. They tried to transport one of these creatures. And you can argue that it technically works. The problem is just that they wake up too soon, which is a weird problem to have because, you know, have more than one potion. You know, that just makes sense to me. So they start to wake up, you know, you have somebody keeping watch, they start to wake up, you drug them again. This just makes sense to me, but obviously they're able to do it. And I don't know how they're able to do it because none of them are nearly as capable as we are, right? So we should be able to do it. We should be able to subdue guardians without killing. You can make it more of a challenge somehow, either in expenses or having a certain skill. You know, you don't have to make it to where you require science level 3. You could also make it to where you just need Afra or a level science that is 3. Damn it, my mental dyslexia. But, you know, or a science level that is level 3. Afra or a high enough science. And if you do that, then guess what? You'll be able to craft this formula yourself. But I feel like you should be able to buy it, because obviously other people have it. Alright, we're here. Oh no, Manawi. But where's her mark? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I kinda can see it. It would have been cool if you could customize your mark. Seriously. Because there appear to be different models of marks in the game. So why not let me choose mine? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's bad enough you let us choose the color of the mark. It would have been cool if the mark changed color based on things like when your fury bar gets full, your mark is glowing, you know, something like that.
Do it.
Hello, my name is Desardet. I am the legate of the merchant congregation. May I enter?
Good day, Legate de Sarde. No, this building is closed to Renaigse.
I am Siora, daughter of Bladne, daughter of Meb. My mother, the Mal of the Red Spears, was a member of the council.
All here remember, and the Vorst Tirse. She was a courageous Mal, but you are not yet Mal in her stead, and you do not carry her seal. I am sorry, Siora. I cannot allow you to enter.
I beg your pardon. I did not know.
Okay, he already said no, but I guess we're gonna ask.
If I cannot enter, perhaps you could tell the elder of the council that I request an audience.
Glendon cannot speak with you, Legate. Times are difficult, and his time is precious. He only accepts to meet the members of the council or their representatives.
How can I prove that I am the representative of one of them?
If you are a trusted friend of a council member, he will give you his seal, and we would know it. I will then be glad to allow you to enter. You would be the first Renaigse to obtain such an honor.
I will return later.
If you have a seal, you will be welcome. If not, you are wasting your time and mine.
Wait until you meet a member of the council. Alright, so The wording is confusing because it says to wait, but there's no way you're going to be able to wait until you meet a council member, or at least I don't think. Obviously, it wants us to progress in the game until we meet a council member. And I feel like it should have said that. Like, progress further in the game. Or, progress further in the main quest or whatever. And it's not like it hasn't told us that before. It has said progress further in the main quest before. So I don't know why I didn't say that here. Okay. I want to change people for this next quest we're going to be doing. I say next quest, but we didn't actually do this one. We just went there to learn that we could not do this quest. Which kind of makes me wonder why even have it there. I guess it was to show some aspects of how their culture works, but I don't know, like it just feels strange. Like I want Vasco there since we're talking to the Admiral. Since we're talking to her, we'll bring Vasco. Maybe he has special dialogue, maybe he doesn't. These characters often don't have special dialogue. Even when you'd think that they would, they often do not. And most of the time I'd say this is fine. But of course, if you've been watching this, there have been times where it was rather disappointing to me. We'll walk. I was about to take the full-blown laziest way out possible. And just travel, even though it's like a few feet away. I have no shame. But yeah, it's kind of weird that she goes, how can I prove I'm a representative of one of these tribes? It's like, you're not though. You're not a representative of the tribe, of any tribe. It's just weird. The wording, I'm going to keep getting caught up in the wording. And it doesn't help the fact that, you know, we're maxed out with the natives. And yet it seems like people don't know her among them. And I know they don't all know each other. But I would think, especially given the situation, these tribes are communicating quite a bit. She should have a reputation. She's a current. And the Naughts being suspicious is another weird thing to me. Because we've done a lot for them. Not just Vasco. I mean, we did a loyalty quest, for crying out loud. So, what is the deal?
Desarde, what can I do for you?
I've explored many ruins on this island. Ruins that, after careful scrutiny, were built by the congregation. In one of them, we found a journal that made reference to your guild. This document, as are the buildings, date much further back than the arrival of the Bridge Alliance a decade ago. These discoveries raise a good many questions. Questions that my cousin would like you to answer.
I understand. All the same, we are in a difficult situation. We are bound by the Pact. I could eventually overlook these engagements if you would perform a service.
Of course.
Commander Fernando, who holds the port of San Mateus, has problems with certain members of Teleme. But your friend here could without a doubt tell you more.
I believe I see what the Admiral is speaking about. Or rather, who. A few of our zealous brothers are overcome by their faith. You already witnessed it for yourself at San Mateus. They look with a wary eye at all those who do not swear faith to Teleme, and refuse to express their faith openly. It is possible they have decided to target the Naughts. We will need to speak with those on Teleme lands. And of course, seek out the Bishop Domitius.
Solve these problems? and I will reconsider the validity of the pact. I will answer your questions. Anything else?
Vasco? No? Okay, guess not.
I need to be going. Until we meet again, Admiral.
I suppose not. So we're going to Teleme. Vasco had no dialogue. Yeah, no dialogue. I almost feel like he should always have dialogue. They should always have special dialogue with one another. But that's just my opinion. I know it would be more work, but that is my stance. I feel like they should always have like a special greeting at least. I mean, technically they did that with Elsa, because when you run up, she always addresses Siora first. She's like, Siora with your friends. You know? And it's like, I feel like Vasco and the Admiral should have something similar. Because she does seem to like Vasco, and I don't mean romantically. I just mean she does appear to care about him and think he's got potential. Oh, I hate how dark it is. And who knows how this looks on YouTube, because the quality, man, I can't get the quality to match perfectly with what I see.
Hello, milady. You are from the congregation, are you not?
Indeed. De Sardet, your Admiral has sent me here.
Pleasure. You may call me Fernando. I am the port commander here. What might I do for you?
That is a weird thing to be asking. Or actually, no, he doesn't know you're coming. Never mind, I take it back. He doesn't know why you're there.
Your Admiral informed me that you've been having problems with a few citizens of Teleme. What more can you tell me?
Problems, huh? We're up to our necks and sinking with problems. Yeah, I even received threats to my own person. One of those high and mighty long robes dared walk upon my docks with talk of burning me at the stake. Burning me? Then two of my men up and disappeared, and I do not believe in coincidence. I wanted to ask for help from the Mother Cardinal, but she did not answer my requests for an audience. The games of politics are not my forte, and investigations even less so. Find my men, I implore you. More questions?
No.
Thanks. I've got everything I need.
Fernando and the Admiral are close. When she was captain, he was her chief mate. She trusts him completely. That's why she put him in charge of the management of the port of San Mateus.
It would appear that the Ordo Luminous has been up to mischief again. Their foolish zealousness has been causing us a lot of problems. If we let them, they'd burn the entire world and leave it to the enlightened to sort out the good from the bad.
We should talk to some other sailors at the port. If some of their comrades have also disappeared, they may be able to give us some information.
Alright, so we're actually going to head back to our room. There it is. And the reason we're going to do that is because, one, I don't like this game when it's dark. I can kind of see, and no, the lamp was not useful during those times. Like, I remember testing it when I was making episode 0, even though I did not put it into the video. But I tested it, and it really didn't make much of a difference. It's pretty useless. And it's not that I can't see, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like I can see it's just not as good looking. I should say that. I'm also going to remove Siora because I don't like walking around Teleme with Siora. It does not really make sense roleplay wise to do that. So Siora's out, Afra's in. I'm actually tempted to bring Kurt. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do like that. Wait, let's check this map out. So we're going to investigate the missing knots first. This, I want to believe this is an oversight. Like they meant to make it where you could climb this, but they forgot. Because it feels like you should have been able to climb that. But there's just certain quality of life features that I don't think they thought about. One of which I mentioned during my build video. And that was when you spend points, you should be able to, like, you can reset all this. And when you reset all this, you got to go to each and every one and do like this. And it doesn't help because the spots are non-magnetic, as I call them. Like, your cursor's not drawn to them if you're close enough. But I would have liked a feature to where you could have, if this is completely empty, you could go here and hit A. And if you have enough points to take it all the way up there, it'll take it all the way up there. If not, it'll go as far as it can and ask you, are you sure? And boom. But another thing I would like to see, or I would have liked to have seen, if you notice, these guys give you bonuses. So Vasco here gives you an intuition bonus. Well, what happens when you spend points on intuition? And see, we're technically beyond, or we would have been beyond the 3 without Vasco. For some reason, I thought we had a level 3 of intuition. But let's just say, what if you did have level 3 in intuition already, and then he gives you that bonus? Then what? Well, what I would have done is implement something called ghost points. And the way these ghost points would work, it would be like if you're maxed out and then you get a boost from one of your companions, then that ghost point would activate somewhere else, if that makes sense.
Good day. I am looking for several sailors, some naughts that disappeared a few days ago.
Sorry, that doesn't ring any bells. But I did hear talk like everyone else on the port, but that's all. You should ask the Mage Inquisitors who have taken up lodgings here of late. They must have certainly seen something. We see them everywhere, and they spend their time spying on all that moves, especially eyeing all that the Knots are up to.
And what do these Mage Inquisitors look like?
They wear a very peculiar symbol.
We cannot question all the Inquisitors roaming around the port.
Alright. Or maybe you could, an easier way to accomplish this would be to have an alternate skill they give a bonus to. So like if you're maxed out, they'll give skill to something else instead. And that way you still have some limits, because then it's like, well, if you have both those skills maxed out, then you just don't get a bonus at all. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it could have been worked differently to where they're always useful.
Good day. I'm looking for 2 men, Naughts, that went missing a few days ago. Do you know anything about them?
Why? As a matter of fact, I do. 3 or 4 days ago, I was at the tavern having a conversation with a sailor. A nice fellow. He was telling these stories. He was drinking hard. He went outside for a moment to... you can imagine. And well, he never came back. He wasn't that drunk to have passed out. If it were that, we would have found him. No. Something happened to him. That's a fact. But I would be at a loss to tell you what.
If one of the sailors disappeared as he came out of the tavern, that's where we should go. If we find Inquisitors there, they'll certainly know more than the ones we see here.
Her voice didn't seem to really match her character model. I don't know, at least in my opinion. Sometimes I feel that way about the Admiral as well. Like her voice doesn't quite match her, but... I can't really tell. But yeah, like, with as much effort as you put into, or potentially...
Don't hesitate.
Oh.
All of our products are a blessing from the Enlightened.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me. But, you know, with the amount of effort that goes into raising their relationship levels to the point where they give you a bonus, it kind of sucks that over time those bonuses could be made pretty useless. Like, they don't even matter. And you don't want that, in my opinion. Like, in my opinion, no, you want to basically make it so that no matter what, they are useful. And I don't just mean in combat. I mean, you just want them to be useful. You want that bonus to be
We're
useful.
approaching the tavern.
If we want to eavesdrop on conversations, we should be discreet.
Considering the way little secrets are shared, we should approach discreetly.
Yeah, no. Haeva's not gonna be discreet about crap. Let's see what happens. She's just gonna...
You again. Why am I not surprised to see you implicated in this story of surveillance?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
A witness told me that you and others of your order seem to be spying on all comings and goings in the port. 2 Naughts were captured not long ago. You had to have seen something.
You are mistaken, my daughter. You've been misinformed.
She ain't your daughter. Allow Petrus to speak. Oh no, she's intuitive. Gotta remember, Haeva's intuitive.
You know I have the Mother Cardinal's ear. Is she aware of your initiatives?
I do not appreciate this attempt at intimidation. But very well. Since you insist. These Naughts were arrested. We were forced to interrogate them to bring to light their pagan rituals.
It wasn't a sanctioned arrest, was it?
No. The Mother Cardinal is not aware. Not yet. But as soon as we have succeeded in making them talk and they have confessed their heresy, she...
Of course. Where did you take them?
The Coin Guard has lent us their jails and some men. We do not normally like to call upon the services of these brutes, but we have need of their skills and discretion.
These Inquisitors really do not realize the consequences of their actions. We will have to proceed with caution.
Now, his tone was weird. Like, I don't know. I mean, it made sense. It fit. I'm not criticizing that. It was just interesting. Having him seem kind of defeated. I wonder what would have happened if she decided to go all Red Queen. Like, if we would have lost faction. But of course they've taken hostages and... Oh, no, 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 no. We need to find the missing people. I want to talk to the bishop, not yet. I want to make sure these Nauts are safe. These unappreciative Nauts that have decided that they're still suspicious of Haeva despite having Vasco there and all the times she's helped them out. But you know, like, it was just a weird tone. Like, even her tone with him was kind of strange. Where are they? Where are you keeping them? You know, it's just like, we have them over here. You know, like, it was just kind of interesting. Still want to kill him, though. I want to be clear about that. I still want him to die.
And what can I do for you?
Nothing. Yup, there it is. Nothing.
That will be all, Quartermaster. Thank you.
Shouldn't even be able to talk to this guy. Because he, you know, like, come on. I like how his armor looks, though. But keep in mind, in a weird way, he let this happen. Another thing that GreedFall needs to improve in the sequel, because yeah, I'm calling it, this game's good enough for a sequel. I mean, I know that doesn't matter. It's about the sales. Like, did they get enough sales for a sequel? And I'm hoping they did. But they need to make the world more dynamic. It's not dynamic enough. It's too static. Don't mind Haeva, she's out.
Halt! You have no authority to go any further.
That dude sounds straight up like Kurt. Oh, man. You know what? She's gonna go freaking... I don't care. Haeva's had enough of diplomacy in this situation. It's time to go ham.
Very well. In that case, I'm going to have to break my way in.
Why must this sort of thing happen when I'm the one on guard duty?
No, I feel bad for the guy.
Protect me in this battle!
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Oh, biscuit. Damn. That was brutal as hell.
Thank you. Thank you for getting us out of there.
Those Inquisitors are completely mad. They tortured us. They wanted us to admit to all manner of horrors. Stories of some demonic cult and curses of Malachor. I was of the firm belief that they were going to kill us. But you must make haste. They are planning some sort of wickedness.
They spoke of a great purification.
Oh, damn.
And after that, they did this to us. It doesn't bode well. Not at all. I heard them talking about their headquarters near the palace. Maybe you'll learn something there of interest. Thank you again for freeing us. We'll be able to make it back to port on our own.
We need to discover what is behind this talk of purification, before they can execute their plan. We should go and see this Domitius after all. What he will tell us may help us understand.
Help us understand what exactly? Like, we know how these people are. We know what they're about. It's nothing good. Let's go ask them about purification. That way we can better understand how much of a creep he is. Like, I don't understand why we need to talk to him. What we need to be doing is trying to stop this somehow. Find proof or something. But I would like to see a combat system. It would be a challenge. Keep that in mind. It would be challenging. It would not be easy trying to balance this out. Because trying to balance combat normally is a challenge. Just regular combat that has the same outcome. That is a challenging thing to do. But I would like to see a game balance the combat system and have an in-depth system that allows you to do non-lethal things, to have non-lethal outcomes. Because I don't want to kill that coin guard, which is kind of weird that we lost no reputation for that. So I'm guessing that was like the coin guard's side hustle, you know, if I had to guess. But I would have liked it if we didn't have to kill him. I would like it if we could arrest people. Especially given our position. It's not like we'd be making a citizen's arrest. But it can make for deeper role play. Imagine if in Skyrim, one of the things that happens when you become Thane is that you can arrest people in that hole. That would have been so cool in my opinion. Like, holy crap, I can arrest people. You know, imagine getting a bigger reward if you can bring people back alive. And in some ways, like, if there's a way to do it, I would be trying to make bringing people back alive more of a challenge than killing them, to be honest with you. Or at least have it to where in some ways it's more difficult than killing them.
Yes?
I believe you have a few problems with the Nauts who reside in the port.
We have problems with all matter of heretics, my daughter. And of course the pagan Nauts would be among them. They are very secretive, and have all sorts of strange rituals that they keep to themselves under cloak of mystery. The sorcery they employ to guide their ships is drawn from nature, just like the sorcery used by the natives. And to top it all off, and this is where it stings, we suspect them to be at the origin of the Malachor.
What?
Whatever do you mean? How?
Have you ever once crossed paths with a Naut suffering from the blood plague? Why are they spared? The only logical reason is that they are at its origin.
No.
Calling upon various cursed rituals. It's as simple as day. I am certain that we will find clues of their rituals and their pagan idols in their stockhouses in the port.
What a nest of absurdities.
What other reaction would you expect from those responsible for the curse that afflicts us?
Very well. Let's just agree that these rumors need to be verified.
Anything else?
Yeah. Why did the Mother Cardinal have nothing to say? Like, the conversation is taking place right next to her. But earlier, what I was saying regarding the lack of dynamics, like, you see how the Mother Cardinal is always right there and she's literally doing nothing but standing there. Same with Bishop Domitius or whatever. That is something I have to give Bethesda credit for, because at the very least since Oblivion, nighttime, daytime, it mattered what time of day it was, because no, you could not always shop in the store. No, you couldn't always just walk into somebody's house. No, you couldn't always talk to the Jarl. You know what I mean? Like, and I thought that was great. It made sense. Meanwhile here, 24 hours a day, not only are they always available, but they're always standing the exact same way, just waiting for you. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe Skyrim is to blame. Like, maybe Skyrim ruins it. You know, like Skyrim, games like Skyrim and Oblivion cause games like this to stand out in a bad way, in a negative way, and just in that sense, because it is very noticeable for me.
Good day, Desade. How can I help you?
Keep in mind, all games were like that at some point. Like, RPGs were always like that before. But maybe it wasn't Bethesda, maybe it was another developer, but at some point, somebody changed the game a little bit and added dynamics.
I met the representative of the Ordo Luminis, and he spoke of his fears concerning the Nauts.
That hardly surprises me. That man is full of pride and arrogance, and sees evil wherever he gazes.
That bishop is not made of milk and kindness, but his questions are intriguing. He suspects you to be somehow responsible for the Malachor, because you never fall prey to it.
Responsible for the Malachor? And how?
Through your magic. Some sort of ritual. Do you use a magic very similar to that of the natives?
I have nothing more to say about it. Those are merely the fantasies of a lunatic. More questions?
Thanks. I've got everything I need. The commander will probably not tell us anything more about the Nauts' secrets, but the documents at the Harbour Master's office may teach us something new, if we can stay discreet.
I know what that means. But what's also funny is something I talked about before, how we just, you know, mentioned this like right in front of the guy. Like we were right in front of him. You know, it's like, yeah, we can just sneak in. We can find out what we want to know. And it's kind of like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, you can, I guess. But should we be discussing that right in front of this dude? 'Cause I feel like the answer is no. On top of that, it's weird that we had to go all the way back to him instead of just talking to Vasco. Like, you would think Vasco would be able to, you know, lead us in this direction. Like, talking to him should not have been necessary to get to this point. Orders from the harbor office. To the attention of the Nauts in charge of guarding the warehouses. It is crucial that the number of guards patrolling the most sensitive warehouses be doubled. Inquisitors in disguise were spotted in the area. They must be attempting to get inside. So exercise caution and make sure not to let anyone inside these warehouses. Only Nauts are allowed inside. Our secrets must be protected at all costs.
This note speaks of a secret hangar. We should investigate, even though it's sure to be well guarded. That way, we'll know exactly what the Nauts are hiding from us.
I can assure you we're not hiding anything reprehensible. But if you absolutely want to check it out for yourself...
I mean, honestly, I don't. I'm not saying it's a wise decision. I'm not saying that at all. But Haeva trusts the Nauts. Even though they clearly do not trust her for whatever reason, she does trust them. And maybe part of it is Vasco. Vasco makes her believe in them or something. I don't know. But she trusts them. Don't judge. Don't judge. But the disguising in this game, it's a good start. And, hey, I would still say make it a setting. If people want it to be this easy to disguise themselves, by all means, let them do it. But me, I would definitely set it to where you need a little bit more, and you can't be wearing a cape of the merchant, the congregation of merchants, while trying to stealth around as one of them. You know, like, she's wearing native pants and gauntlets, but by all means, she's one of you. Like, that doesn't make any sense. She looks like none of them. I like their upgrades. I like what they got on. They're looking good. They're looking solid here. God damn it, Afra. I mean, since we're here, you know, we may as well see if there's stuff to loot. Because they don't mind, we're all naughts. Missionary's ring. Is that anything? I mean, it's not like we use the ring, but still curious. Of course not. Of course we don't have the ability to use the ring. Because we put no points into mental power. Now, your build, if you play this game, you could if you wanted to. The reason I don't is because I want to break armor. And I use the pistol to accomplish that goal. Yeah, because that looks right. Admiral's notes. Please have the dolphin cry of the trident repaired as quickly as possible. Also make sure to replace the barometer. The one on board is not as precise as it should be. The crew was not able to steer clear of the storm in time, which cost us a sail. And be discreet. The Inquisitors are watching us. Admiral Cabral. Alright. Wait, barometer? Man, the knots. Barometer? They're not using magic. You know, that's funny. Wait. I don't think they're using magic.
I've already seen this type of engine in my uncle's court. It's used to spy upon the stars.
These objects are called sextants. Looking at the heavens through them, we can determine and track precisely the course of our ships.
It looks like a sort of astrolabe, but it seems that they are more sophisticated than the ones I know. It's fascinating.
Nothing magic or impure therein. They are nothing but measuring instruments.
They don't have magic at all. They just tell people they do, but this is how they're doing it. This is it. This is their secret. They have very specialized technology. That's cool. Spiders. So much potential. You guys are good at what you do, man. You're really good at what you do. If only you did the other stuff as well, but if this is what I think, this is really cool how they did this.
These machines are extremely complex. I've never seen anything like this. This one looks like it has a shouting dolphin etched into its side.
I wouldn't begin to know how this one works. It's a new model, invented recently. It's designed to measure the depths of the oceans. It's extremely useful.
Wow. This is it. This is what it is. That's why they were protecting the warehouse so much. Because if people saw, they would know it wasn't magic.
And that, it looks like a thermometer. And this other machine, does it really predict the weather?
I believe that the other instrument there is a barometer. I've heard people speak of them, but have never seen one.
The second instrument is a barometer, and it does indeed predict where the weather is going to be. Nothing magic in it either, I can tell you that.
These instruments are incredible, and I would be hard-pressed to use them. But I certainly see nothing magic in here. Nor anything diabolical. For as long as they work and are really used, these instruments seem to be the product of science. And I have definitely found nothing related to the Malachor, nor a secret sect or cult. This Domitius has let his imagination and the taste of Naught's secrets get the better of him.
I don't think you realize the importance of what you have just seen. These instruments allow us to dominate the oceans and discover new worlds. Keeping this secret has enabled us to remain the only ones capable of navigating the high seas.
Everyone just thinks you use a magic of your own.
We were the ones that spread that rumor. It harms our reputation, but protects us from competition.
And this story about the Malachor,
I have no way to explain why we don't catch it, but we're not responsible for it. I truly hope you'll reveal nothing of what you've discovered in this place.
She's going to reveal everything. No, I'm joking. Haeva wouldn't do that. And neither would the character I would normally play in these kinds of games.
Now our priority is to discover what this great purification is.
Oh. Let's find out. Alright, let's put our gear back on. Because while Haeva looks cool, like this, I still prefer her rocking this. Or this. I love these two armor pieces. It would have been cool if they implemented set bonuses. Seen games do that, I like that idea. But something those games don't do that I would like to see is make it to where you could create your own unique sets. Like your custom sets and, you know, that kind of thing. It's difficult for me to explain right now. Like when I thought of it, I understood it more. I had a firmer grasp on my idea than I do now. But I just remember wishing you could create custom sets in those games. Where's the proof? See, like, I'm not sure why we had to talk to Bishop Domitius first. I just would have been looking for proof from the start. You know what I mean? Like, give a damn about the Nauts. There's no way they were the source of the Malachor. And that's all that matters. We didn't need to see their secrets. And I think it should have been an option to avoid all that and just go straight for looking for evidence. Go straight to looking for evidence, rather. Whoa! Everyone slow down. Yeah, you're dead. I'm gonna guess the proof is somewhere around here. You would think things would be more heavily guarded, but it is what it is. Message from the Inquisitor Bishop Domitius. The purification of the Nauts will begin as soon as those we have in our jails will have confessed. We will have enough proof then to convince the Mother Cardinal to let us act. It is high time we eliminated these heretics who have been allowed to circulate our cities freely. Until then, stay discreet. You would be in a delicate situation if our plan were to be revealed too early.
We must meet with the Mother Cardinal urgently. Only she can put an end to this madness.
Excuse me. I like the Mother Cardinal. I really like her. I think she's great. I think the Mother Cardinal's just wonderful. Let's hope she proves me right, or continues to prove me right, being wonderful and all that stuff. Hopefully she will not just take his side.
Yes?
I would like to have an audience with the Mother Cardinal to discuss the discoveries made during our investigation.
What is this about, Domitius?
Well, I don't rightly know.
Liar! Alright, let's speak of their theory.
You see, Eminence, Bishop Domitius has brought to my ears his order's accusations concerning the Nauts. According to him, they practice a religion close to those of the natives, and use a nature-drawn magic. They would also be implicated, therefore, in the appearance of the Malachor.
That is an extremely serious accusation.
It really is.
Effectively, considering the accusation is founded on no proof, other than the Nauts' tradition of secrecy. But these suspicions have pushed the Order to extreme actions, risking the fragile peace of the island. The Ordo Luminis captured several Nauts, locked them in jails rented to them by the Coin Guard. They were tortured with the singular goal of forcing them to admit heresy. They obtained nothing. If I had not intervened, these men would be dead.
Is this true, Domitius?
Some of our brothers undoubtedly misinterpreted the evil. I
Wow.
would have never allowed such a plan.
These Nauts are now united with their captain, and I am certain they would be most eager to bear testimony.
We are not going to tell anyone what we found in the warehouse. And that's what it should say, the warehouse, because it was kind of confusing at first for me.
I caught wind of a ridiculous scheme planned for the port by the Ordo Luminis, and I wanted to clear it up. I was able to get my hand on documents that effectively detailed an attack, a great purification. They were signed by you, Father, and included a contract where you enlisted the assistance of the Coin Guard to attack every Naut building and imprison every one of their men that could be taken alive.
Domitius, how could you? Whatever did you want to accomplish?
The Nauts are not believers. We should not be dependent on heretics.
Have you gone completely mad, Domitius? We are on an island. How could we not be dependent on the Nauts? I want them arrested. Him and every member of his order. I will decide at a later time their fate. I thank you for bringing this business to my attention. Going after the Nauts. What madness. Without you, this city would now be drowning in chaos. Carry my best wishes to your cousin. His desire to maintain the peace on the island honors his house's reputation.
I will tell him, Your Eminence. Until we meet again.
How come we don't get a scene of him being arrested? That would have been pretty damn cool. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this part. As always, I thank you for joining me on the adventures of Haeva de Seren. I don't even have anything that I want to spend points on. How terrible is that? Like, I have nothing I want to spend points on. We are set as far as skills go. Like, this is it. We'll just throw points anywhere. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw this here. Or actually, no, we're gonna boost our armor buster. And when we come back, it looks like all we can do is go back to the Admiral. Until next time, take care.